What's going on, guys? Eddie here, founder of Your World Within, and today I want to talk to you about that one thing. And you know what I'm talking about, right? That thing that excites you, that energizes you, that you're passionate about, that you're scared to start. You're scared to take the jump, make the leap, right? So I want to give you 5 reasons that, as Nike says, you should just do it. And I want to start with our idea of fear. Kind of from a foundational standpoint, the very reason that we don't move forward, the very reason we hold ourselves back, it's outdated, right? We are biologically outdated. Thousands of years ago, not being included was a survival issue, right? Omitting the unknowns, again, survival issue. Things have changed now, though. In today's world, inaction is the problem, right? When you take a risk today, one of 2 results is likely to happen, okay? Number 1 is you don't succeed, in which case, you get up, you sort of wipe the dirt off your knees, and you come back at it again. You're more confident, you're more knowledgeable, you've been there, you've done that, you have your experience and expertise, and you make progress, okay? The other option is you do succeed, right? In which case, you'll give yourself a round of applause and you move on to the next thing, right? The little intricacies we're scared of, they work themselves out. You just can't be afraid of the unknown, because that is not our enemy anymore. Which leads me right to number 2, which is most of our decisions are reversible anyway, right? This is echoed by executives all over the country, all over the world. I just read an article in Forbes about Jeff Bezos, talking about this to his shareholders. If you're 70% sure that something's going to work out favorably, go for it. Right? Go for it. And then if you find out, man, this isn't exactly what I wanted, this is not giving us the result we expected, we need to tweak, then, worst comes to worst, go back to where you were. Literally, turn around and go back to where you were. Almost like nothing happened, except you're more knowledgeable. Same theme here, right? Inaction is the enemy, with the underlying point that, these decisions that we're terrified to make, that, we're scared to take that leap, we can revert back right to where we were, and yet we still worry. We still, are concerned about the result. You have to see big picture. You have to see that it's not permanent. Number 3 is regret. Okay, so here's a hypothetical. You're on your porch, we'll say 10, 20, 30, 40, pick a number, X amount of years from now. Okay, you're sitting on a rocking chair, kind of looking back, thinking about your life. And I'm gonna give you 2 scenarios. Tell me which one's more likely. Scenario 1, you're looking back and you're thinking, man, I should never have gone up and introduced myself to that person. I should never have applied for that scholarship. I should never have left that job. I should never have tried out for that team. I should never have done this or that or this. Or are you more likely to think, I wish I did X. I would have loved to have done Y, but I'll never know how it went. Right along the lines of that famous Mark Twain quote, we'll always be more disappointed by the things we didn't do than the things we did do. Those roadblocks and obstacles, when you dive into something, you find ways around them. Those little things, they appear, debilitating, but they're not. We figure those things out. It's not the path we should be afraid of. It's omitting the finish line, the goal, the result, because we were scared of the journey. That's what we will regret. Number 4 is we have the ability to define what's possible for ourselves. Okay, my whole life, my idea of what's real, what's possible has changed, and it still does every single day. Anytime I do something new, anytime I sort of, do that thing I'm scared to do, or even a little bit nervous, anytime I have butterflies in my stomach doing a new project, meeting a new group of people, whatever the case may be, you're always better for it. And what happens is the way you look at yourself changes a little every day. The way you look at other people changes. The way you look at the world changes. I talk a lot about sort of a narrative, the story that we write. And that's significant because we fit every single thing that happens to us in the world into this story that we believe, right? Everyone has one. And you can always tell, right? This is sort of an extreme example, but you have the victim mindset, right? Where someone says, this is awful, it's my boss, it's my job, it is the government, it is, my situation, I can't do anything about it, this is impossible, the world is stacked against me. Well, they're on step one, right? Everything is an obstacle because they haven't taken any jumps, any risks. They haven't allowed themselves to expand, to see that the world is infinite opportunity. When you're on step one, every other step seems like a myth. But when you allow yourself to take risks, right, every stepping stone becomes a little more real. My life changed most dramatically when I stepped away from, what I'd known, like the sort of everyday routine that I lived, right? When I put my back against the wall and said, all right, Eddie, your feet are to the fire, how are you going to react? That's when I got the most out of myself, right? That was sort of the first door into new opportunities. That realization that you control your destiny, and you do it by being a little bit braver than you were the day before. And lastly, and probably the most important, is that change is exciting, right? Risk is beautiful. If you're watching this, you're in the same situation I am. We have defied the odds. Mathematically speaking, we shouldn't be here, right? And so to waste any opportunity, or even further, to not acknowledge the opportunity is a tragedy, right? It's like going on vacation, going to the south of France and staying in the hotel room. What? Yeah, it's safe in there, but you're missing the vacation. You're missing the best part. And so, when you're at that point where you're thinking, should I or shouldn't I? In a situation where one, we're lucky to be here, and two, we'll all be dead in 100 years, what do you have to lose? I think every single person alive would benefit from thinking about that. So let me know what your thoughts are. Leave them in the comments below. If you found value in this, give it a thumbs up, and I'll be back later on in the week with more content. All right, take care, guys.